Hey everyone, welcome to 2021, we made it. So today is my first live of the new year, and I just felt like getting into the craft room, zenning out a little bit. It's like yoga for the fingertips, right? It feels really nice. So when it comes to crafting, my first decision to make is always, what design do I want to make, right? So I go through my transfers. And tonight I selected one of my favorite transfers. It's called the French Market. It's super cute. And it goes on a lot of surfaces. So I've used this one before as an overlay on a fabric, and it turned out really great and like a hot pink. And today I was looking for something a little more neutral that could go in the kitchen or in the living room or the laundry room. Honestly, I want something that can go anywhere in the house. So I picked out my design, and then the second thing I needed to do was pick out the surface it was going to go on. So today I picked out my Greyson board, which of course can go both ways. I absolutely love this thing. It's so perfect and simple and classical, and I think it's gonna go really well with my French Market sign today. So I always like to hold it up just to get an idea of what it's gonna look like before I really put it on and make it permanent, right? So now that I've got my design and my surface, it was time to go through my colors and decide. So today I picked out a white and a camel brown, if you can see with the light, the little reflection. So this is actually called Camel. It's very much like a camel brown, very, very pretty and very neutral. And then my favorite color is white because white goes with everything. So I picked those out today. So I'm ready to go. I'm so excited. So first thing we're going to do is we'll take our silk screen transfer, that's right here. And what we're going to do is we're gonna fuzz it, right? So I've got my fuzzing cloth right here. Ta-da, this nice little thing. So you can use a towel, but the quality of the towel, like it gets those little, like the pilling on it almost. And I don't like the pilling on my transfers because they won't last as long. So this is a Couture product, and it's specifically designed for our transfers that we have here. So I'll just peel it up like this. And I'm just going to put it down and flatten it out. So honestly, this sounds kind of weird, but it does make it almost like dirty, if you will. And it's actually a good thing because we don't want this to be stuck to my board. I like this and I would very much like to reuse it. So I want to make sure that I can put it down and put my paste on it and then peel it back up and be able to reuse it with no problem. So I'll set that to the side. And now I'll take my board and I'm gonna center it on my ink mat. I'm a very messy crafter. I don't know if you guys can see the white stains on it. I get a little messy, so I like to use the mat. And then I'm going to try and center this. So I like to stand to make sure I'm getting it where I want it to be. There are some people who like it to be absolutely perfect, and you can use like a ruler or measuring stick to make sure that it is exactly centered if you'd like. I personally am a big fan of imperfections because I think it makes a product unique. So if it's a little off, I'm okay with that, especially since I am designing this for me today. It's the beauty of it. So now that I've got it on the board, see how perfectly that fits? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So what I've decided is I wanna use the white first. The white is gonna be my predominant color in today's craft. So in a perfect world, you would open these and you would wanna mix it together to make sure it's like a yogurt consistency almost. Because I knew I was doing this live, I went ahead and mixed it. So it's very, very nice, smooth texture. So just wanna make sure that it has a nice consistency so it'll go down well on our silk screen transfer. So I'll mix it up a little, and then I'll put this back here. So I'm gonna take my little tool and put a little bit of white. So I wanna do the main letters in white, and I'm gonna do the little La Francois part in brown. Excuse my French accent. I speak Spanish, not French, but I do love the French culture. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So let me go ahead and lower this a little bit. All right, here we go. So now that I've got that down, I'm gonna take my squeegee here and I'm gonna kind of use it like a windshield wiper, right? Doop, doop. So I'm just going to press it down. And the gist of it, you just wanna make sure that all the black parts are, you know, white. That's the gist of it. So I'm just gonna go over, and I do wanna make sure I'm quick about this because I don't want it to dry and to stick. Love this. So, you know, I'm just starting to get the feel for this whole crafting thing. At first, I was using way too much paste, and of course I don't want to waste this stuff because a little goes a long way with our ink products. Well, our paste. So these are our pastes that I'm using right now. We also have our permanent ink as well that we use on our fabrics, and those are good to wash and reuse. So this one here, it is a washable paste, meaning it's washable, which is great. And what I love about it is that I'm using a chalk board right now, right? So the beautiful thing about it is that if I decide I want to change this design in a few weeks or a few months, I can simply take it off with like a towel or Clorox wipe, and I can redo the entire board if I wanted. So that is the beauty of it. The washable paste is washable, and on the chalkboard surfaces, you can reduce, reuse, and recycle. I love it. So you can change it up for the season. So if I had something Christmassy on here, I could take it off, you know, since Christmas just ended. But this is why I wanted to do something neutral, so I could use this year round in any room, which I love. So I went ahead and did the top part in the white that I liked. So the important thing about this is we don't want to let it dry too long. We don't want it to get stuck permanently to the board. Well, actually, before that, I'm going to go ahead and get this started, and I'll peel that up as I'm doing it. So next I'm going to move on to my camel, which is where I'm going to do the little lines underneath. So again, I'll take the lid off and take my little spoon here, if you will, and mix it up. Make sure it's a nice yogurt consistency so it'll go nice and smoothly onto our surface here. So that's mixed up well. All right, and since this is such a small area that I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to put the ink on myself. I'm actually just gonna use, and this is my small squeegee. If you noticed, I used my larger squeegee for the white because it's a larger area I was painting, and now I'm going to use my smaller one for the brown words. So I'll just go ahead and dip this in a little bit and be very, very careful. Again, I did say, so this is a chalk surface, so I can redo it, but I am a perfectionist and I would much rather have everything come out perfect the first time. And that's what I love about crafting. Like, there's no wrong way to do it, you know? It's like English class. It's like writing your own story. Like, nobody can tell you you're wrong. It's yours. It's the most beautiful thing about it. All right, so like I was saying, we want to make sure, hi Corrine. So I want to make sure that this is not sticking to, it's already starting to stick a little bit. That's okay. So I'm going to pull very, very gently up. To make sure it's coming out just as I'd like, which is perfect. So now I need to finish the bottom. So I'm going to be very, very, very careful. And I'm going to grab my white squeegee again. All right, here we go. And again, I didn't really have time to put the paste down before I went ahead and started, but that's okay because this is a smaller area, so I'm not gonna need as much, which is great. So again, we wanna make sure we're not wasting any of the product. Like I said, this stuff, a little bit goes a long way. And if you ever like remember your parents saying that as they were growing up, or as you were growing up, you know, some things it's very true. You really don't need that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I got all of those spots covered on the bottom. And any of the excess that I have on here, I'm going to scrape back into my little jar of paste and save that for a rainy day. So next, I'll go ahead and pull the remainder of this up. It came out better than I expected. All right, so I'm gonna set this to the side and I'll take that to the sink and run that under cool water and wash it off with my sponge in just a second. But I would love to show you our finished product. So this is it, y'all. Oh my gosh, I love the way it came out. And I love that it has the white, but I love the little pop of the camel brown at the bottom because I feel like it just gives it like, it's like shopping at Target. It's everything you know that you didn't know you needed until you had it. It can go in any room. It would match any style, which I absolutely love as well. So there's that, and see how quick and easy that was today. Honestly, I think the hardest part for me is deciding what I want to make and the colors and what surface I want to go on it. Once you decide those things, the rest of the process is very, very easy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this dry, and then it is ready to hang up in my kitchen. I'm so excited. So once I find out where it's gonna go, I will post a picture for y'all tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope y'all learned some new things about Couture, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. See you guys later. Bye.